What if, hear me out now, what if that nudge that you feel to move abroad is actually God getting you aligned with his plan for the masses? Let me explain. What if God has been very intentional in this season with moving his divinely appointed people into places, moving them into places where he can leverage your existence to fulfill his purpose? And maybe that's why you feel that overwhelming need or nudge to like move abroad. You probably don't even know where you're going or why you're being led. If that is you, there's probably a deeper reason for you moving abroad. Think about it. If it's true that God's plan is to expand the kingdom and create disciples and multiply, right? That's where there's so many churches, right? So many people leveraging podcasts and YouTube to spread his word. If that is true, then can it also be true to for it to be part of the strategy to move people internationally? And maybe you're part of that plan. Let's put a situation to this. Think about if there's a woman named Mary somewhere in the middle of Minnesota, and Mary is an excellent engineer, right? She's been working in this company for so long, and Mary all of a sudden feels the nudge to move to some remote village in Mozambique. And so she goes to this remote village in Mozambique only to find out that they are in dire need of a proper water system. And there's people that have been praying for years to get a proper water system. And because of Mary's knowledge and her engineering, she's able to speak with the local authorities and create a plan and bring water into this village. But see, Mary, she's been focusing on her career. That's why she's so good at what she does, right? But you know why Mary's been focusing on her career so much? Because maybe one day her faith was tested so much that she actually lost faith in God. And so she said, I'm not doing this no more. I'm just going to go hard with my degree and get my career because that's the only thing I can count on. And that's why she became so good of an engineer that she was able to go to Mozambique and bring some water. But listen here, look what happened. Look how God works. God pairs up Mary with a woman named Amina in Mozambique. And this woman ain't had no degree to depend on. She ain't got no money. She ain't got no career to depend on. She only depend on the Most High, right? So this is a prayer warrior. This is a fierce follower of Jesus Christ. You know what starts to happen, right? Woo! That overflow of that woman, that follower of Christ starts to pour into Mary, and Amina starts saying some things that Mary knows nobody knew but her. So what happens is that Mary's faith begins to come back because she cannot deny the working of God in his life. This, my friends, is the example of God's working in this bicoastal digital nomadness type of lifestyle that's becoming such a trend, right? But whenever something becomes trendy, we all know it could be because negative intentions with these trends that are going on, even like with the use of social media. I know all of us scroll through our phones every day and see things that just makes us cringe, but God is everywhere. And so he will use every trend, every culture, everything that is popular to spread his word, right? And to create more disciples. Why was Amina able to impact Mary in such a way? Because just like Mary was so obsessed with her career, Amina was so obsessed with learning more about God and getting to know Jesus. These are two women living on two opposite sides of the world who were obsessed about something, and by God putting them in each other's presence, they were both able to be a little bit more aligned with the purpose that God has for their life. And even more than the purpose God has for their life, they will tap into God's alignment for a bigger picture. See, our lives are like movies, right? In movies, you have similar plot lines. You have the damsel in distress, right? You have the sad story that ends up in a happy ending, happily ever after, right? So there are very similar storylines in life. However, the plot changes for each movie, and so do the characters. just like our life, right? So there's so many people who go through similar things in life, and God is going to come and put different people and places into your life. And I know for a fact that this whole trend of moving abroad and being a digital nomad, the stress that people feel in the United States right now to just up and leave, that the enemy is using it to create anxiety and like pushing people out and making them want to forget about the blessings that they were actually given in this country of the United States. Their mind is so overwhelmed with the anxiety and the sadness and the craziness. So I know for a fact God is stepping in right now to align people with his plan, and he's leveraging this. You're gonna go leave, so you're just gonna up and leave the US and move to Jamaica, move to China, move to the Philippines. Okay, guess what? There's a woman of God, there's a man of God, wherever it is that you're going to go to, that's going to meet up with you and still get you into alignment with my plan. So if it is true that God is going to leverage your ability or your privilege to be able to live abroad, whether it's part time or full time, then it is also true that the more we are strategic and intentional with that decision, the more God can use us, right? And that brings me to why I'm doing what I'm doing now, why I take my job as your bicoastal bestie so seriously, because after living abroad for about 14 years, there's some things that I learned that I just took for granted. And now I want to share that with you guys, because I feel like if I can help you be a little bit more strategic, if I can help you take more advantage of what you actually have in your possession as far as your skill set is concerned, that I know that God is going to be able to use you more. And if God is using you more, then we're both just expanding the kingdom of God. I hear so many people stressed out about what's happening in the United States, but let me tell you, there could be a tornado right next to you. And when you are connected and when you are in alignment with God's purpose for your life, that tornado is just going to do a circle around you, and your family's going to be good. Your house is going to be good. Your possessions are going to be good. All right. So, first of all, don't worry. Secondly, if you seriously feel this pull or this call to move abroad, let me share with you how I can help you. Number one, if you're just getting started and don't know where to go, you just feel this nudge, I do have an ebook that you can purchase. It's $25. It ain't a blueprint, because I'm not God. I can't tell you exactly how to do X, Y, and Z. Only God can give you the blueprint for your life. Audrey can give you some strategies that can help you achieve the blueprint that God gave to you. Number two, talking about strategy, if you know that you need independent location income and you're finding a hard time getting a job that works remotely or that allows you to work remotely internationally, I'm gonna tell you the next best thing is to create your job. So if you're thinking about getting into digital marketing, then sign up for my course that I have coming up, right? That teaches you how to build a digital ecosystem for yourself and for others, something, a skill set that you can monetize off of. Thirdly, if you already have a business running and you want to create your digital ecosystem and make it strong, make it robust, make it work for you, but digital marketing really isn't your thing and you want to hire a team to take care of it, my peoples can take care of that for you. And if you've already decided that you want Roatan to be a place where you either explore or you're decided on it, is my channel not ThenCameRoatan? Contact your girl if you want to explore doing tours first. For example, if you want to set up a meeting with a realtor, with a lawyer, to talk investments with people who can actually give you advice based on their professional experience, contact me. And lastly, if you are the child of a Honduran citizen and you want to acquire dual citizenship, if any of that is anything that you need, I got all of my contact info in the description box below. I just felt like I had to get this video out there for you guys. You all have a blessed day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.